Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Midwest Motorsports, our 2021 NASCAR Cup Series iRacing season. It's race number 18 of 24 on our season, and it's the second race of our chase for the championship. And excuse me if I'm a little distracted here for the first couple minutes of the broadcast. I'm watching the last 3 laps of the proper NASCAR race from California. I won't give you any spoilers in case you're recording it at home, but it's looking like a pretty fun finish here in California. But we are going to be out here at a virtual Phoenix Raceway in beautiful Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona. And I can personally vouch for how beautiful it is because I'm actually here in Avondale, Arizona right now. I am about 6.5 miles away from the real Phoenix Raceway, and it's a beautiful day here in Phoenix, and it will be here a beautiful evening for our iRacing series. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit, the air temperature, and 23% humidity, and much easier to breathe here in Phoenix than it has been the last couple weeks over in the southeast of America, where we've gone to Atlanta and Talladega in the past 2 weeks. But now we have come across to the southwest and Phoenix Raceway. It's a 1-mile asphalt oval, and it's banked all the way around. The dogleg is the steepest part of the track. I love this speedway. It's butted up against this mountain, the hill on the exit of Turn 3, which is in fact where I'll be sitting 2 weeks from today to watch the real NASCAR race. I'm so excited. And down there in Turns 3 and 4, it's also about 10 to 11 degrees of banking. Less steep over in Turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 is 8 degrees. Turn 2 progressively banked from 8 to 9 degrees. All right, checkered flags in the air over in California, so now you've got my undivided attention. And a couple stories here coming into our Midwest Motorsports second race of our chase. Matt Dyer, your regular season champion in the number 99 car, hangs on to his point lead, but it's down to just 1 point now over your most recent winner, the number 83 of Carl Lindstrom, who beat James Bowles by just 8 thousandths of a second last weekend to claim his 4th victory of the season. And Lindstrom is your most recent Phoenix winner as well. Back in October at the 3rd race of the season, Lindstrom earned the checkered flag at Phoenix. And he's looking to make it another win here at Phoenix, and if he can accomplish it, then it would be his 2nd victory in a row and his 5th of the season, which would tie him with Dyer for the most wins this season. Dyer at 5 already. But I think they're both going to have to fight off James Bowles, who's shown up in the last couple of weeks, unfortunately was the loser in that photo finish with Lindstrom last week, losing by less than the length of his front bumper. But, of course, coming off of the Talladega victory, so his last 2 finishes are 1st and 2nd. Yesterday, in the Xfinity race, he had a strong 3rd place finish, so James Bowles in the red number 85 is going to be one to keep an eye on. As we're here watching the end of qualifying, Brandon Dandino hitting the wall. He's a chaser. And one more story developing here as our race is getting started. It looks like one of our chasers will be absent today. That's the 87 of Robert Gast. All of our other chasers will be accounted for, including 2 of them who were absent last week, Brent Brevac and Ben Leatherland on the entry sheet tonight. Other drivers I'm going to be keeping an eye on, Eric Thaler, a chaser, had a tough outing last week in Atlanta, but this week he has already won the Xfinity race yesterday, dominating that race, holding off James Bowles and Logan Truitt for that victory. So we'll see if Thaler can earn his 2nd Cup Series checkered flag of the season. and his second Cup Series checkered flag of the weekend. Excuse me, the second Phoenix checkered flag of the weekend. So here we are. Look at beautiful Phoenix Raceway lit up. And I love how it's this oblong shape. These triangular racetracks like this are so fun. A couple of good tracks like this. You know, Pocono is a big triangle, and I think the old Nazareth Speedway. Phoenix has gone through a reprofiling just a couple of years ago, and the start-finish line was moved, and the configuration of the track was slightly changed, but it's still a wonderful... It's a 1 mile track, but it feels a lot like a short track, and a lot of people bring the same cars that they run at, say, Martinsville or Richmond over here to Phoenix to try to have a good run. Of course, that's going to change now that we're going to have the next-gen car come into Phoenix here in a couple of weeks for the real Cup Series. But here in our Midwest Motorsports Series, we're still running the Gen 6 Cup car for now. And everybody will have the same setup going into this race. And I'm so excited. I love this racetrack, and it really has some great racers have been able to win here at Phoenix. You know, Kevin Harvick has dominated here at this racetrack, especially before the reprofiling, but still has been a great power here at Phoenix. And we're going to get underway soon here. Again, it's our second race of the chase, so we reset all of our championship points. I'll go through your points again. I've already mentioned Matt Dyer, your points leader, just by 1 now, over second place, the 83 of Carl Lindstrom. James Bowles with his excellent drive last weekend, coming up just shy of Lindstrom. He's also just shy of Lindstrom here in the point standings. He sits third right now. Fourth place, Anthony Castor with a strong weekend last week in the 88. He's climbed up to fourth now. Josh Anderson in the 18 now sits fifth, ahead of John Bates in the 27 and sixth. And then Jason Huffman in the 29, up to seventh now. Eric Thaler, your Xfinity race winner yesterday, dropped to eighth after a tough outing at Atlanta, looking to bounce back here in Phoenix. Robert Gast will be absent here today from ninth place in the points in the number 87 car. Brandon Dandenau in the number 96 and 10th place. He's here today. Brent Brevac was absent last week at Atlanta, which is too bad because he won at Atlanta earlier in the season. But he is entered here today, and he'll start from the 11th in points position. And Ben Leatherland, your defending champion, also was absent last week. He has made it here to Phoenix in the 86 car. And Leatherland, winless this season. Look for him to put something special together here. All right, looking at the times here, we've got Thaler and Leatherland up at the top, so Leatherland definitely one to watch. My fellow Ohioan, Marcus Napier, up in the third spot in the number 45 car. So Eric Thaler picks up right where he left off, dominated at Phoenix in the Xfinity cars. Now he is fastest in this session in the number 15. Brevac in the fourth spot. All right, so here is your starting order. Eric Thaler gonna take the pole in the 15, ahead of Ben Leatherland in the 86. Then it's Napier in the 45 and Brevac in the 31 on row 2. And row 3 will have Eric Thornton in the 1, alongside your championship points leader, Matt Dyer. And row 4 is going to have Michael Simia in the 21, alongside James Bowles in the 85, who comes in third in points. Row 5 will have Carl Lindstrom, second in points, in the 83 car, your most recent winner at Atlanta. Then we're going to have Christopher Gindy in the 26 car. I've yet to see Mr. Gindy join us, so welcome, Christopher Gindy. And then row 6 will have Brenton Henderson, the Aussie, in the 52, alongside of Anthony Castor in the 88 car, who had a great showing at Atlanta last week and jumps up to 4th in points. And then your chaser, Brandon Dandino in the 96, Les Davidson in the 38, Tyler Shetler in the 20, Jason Huffman in the 29, John Bates in the 27, alongside Steven Anderson in the 28, followed by Josh Anderson in the 18, Bob Baker in the 00, and then Robert Glaveson in the 22, Chris Thaler in the number 7, and finally Evan Raisbeck in the number 89. All right, your Ford Mustang pace car is going to lead them out on to, this is the dog leg here of the front stretch. So this is the entry into turn 1. 8 degrees of banking here, and then slightly progressive banking here in turn 2, 8 to 9 degrees. All right, the pace car is going to peel off here. And we're going to send them down the backstretch alone. They'll run without the pace car through 3 and 4. And then they'll come see the checkered flag right before the dog leg. So here they come through turn 3 and through turn 4. And the green flag is in the air for Eric Thaler in the number 15. So Thaler's going to grab the early lead over Leatherland in the 86. Some new paint schemes for these guys. Napier in the 45, that monster paint scheme. Ahead of Thornton in the 1, who was very good at Atlanta. So Eric Thaler in the 15, who runs our league. He's the owner of Midwest Motorsports. He's going to lead your first lap and picks up right where he left off from winning and dominating the Xfinity Series race yesterday. We'll see if anybody has anything for Eric Thaler today. Here we watch Brent Brevac in the 31, alongside a James Bowles in the 85. Both chasers here fighting for position. And here's a pass for the 4th spot. Matt Dyer in the 99, your series points leader coming in, is going to get by Marcus Napier. Now he's looking at Eric Thornton for the 3rd spot. So Dyer on a charge here, early from the 6th starting position, already trying to earn 3rd spot. Still Thaler and Leatherland, your front 2. Now Thornton, Dyer in 3rd and 4th. Here's Napier bringing a charge back to the bumper of Dyer. Then Bowles. Here's Brevac. Oh, as a car's going to go around here. I think that's Henderson in the 52. Henderson out in Victoria, Australia. Tough luck for the 52, who had an excellent top 5 run all day at Atlanta last weekend. He was very happy in the Discord afterward. As was James Bowles. Very happy with his 2 most recent finishes being 1st and 2nd. And he posted a meme in the chat, and it was, I don't know, Godzilla and Ghidorah fighting, and with their names captioned as Matt Dyer and Carl Lindstrom. And then they have the Doge meme coming in to chase them away, and Bowles had labeled himself as the Doge. So, some good culture on the Discord for the subreddit. Maybe we can make some content out of that. Still Eric Thaler out front by almost 2 seconds over your defending champion, Ben Leatherland. And Leatherland in the 86 won some races. Oh no! Up here fighting at the front! Bowles and Napier are going to get caught up in it. So is Henderson, the 52. Oh, so we've got the yellow flag on the circuit. Oh, and there was contact up here near the front. And I believe it was the 31 of Brevac was fighting in close quarters with Napier and Bowles. And there was contact, and Bowles went around, Napier and got involved in it. And then Henderson right behind them with nowhere to go as he made his corner entry. So that's two of your chasers involved there with Brevac and Bowles. So you see, here we go. We're going to get a replay here. We're looking at 52 of Henderson. Up ahead, we're going to see the contact going into turn 3. And there it is. And Henderson's just not going to have anywhere to go as these guys come down the track. See, he's trying to slow it down, and he just can't get it wound up enough to avoid the 45 of Napier. And that's going to be most of the damage for Napier here. And I think there's a little bit of extra contact at the end between those two as well. So tough luck for James Bowles, who's had so much good luck in the last 2 weeks and vaulted to 3rd in points. Now he is part of your first caution. And yesterday in the Xfinity race, they had just one. Race number 2 of our chase, and it'll be an 8-race chase for these drivers. I believe we're going to Daytona next week. Double check that. I forgot to write that down in my notes. Eric Thaler with a new paint scheme here. In that number 15, as with Ben Leatherland, he had been running a black paint scheme. Now he's a white base paint scheme. All right, the lights are out on our Ford Mustang pace car. Means we ought to see it peel off here in a moment. And we'll get a restart. So again, they'll come all the way down the backstretch and around turns 3 and 4 before they see the green flag. Your front row, that's Eric Thaler in the 15 on the inside. Ben Leatherland in the 86 on the outside. Row 2, it's going to have Eric Thornton in the car number 1 on the inside. And the green flag is out. We're already 3 wide as we come through the dogleg. Great start for Thaler. He's going to get out into the lead. And a great start for Eric Thornton, who's going to vault up to the lead. And Ben Leatherland is in the wall in the 86. I think there was contact with Brent Brevac fighting for the 3rd position there. And Leatherland is going to end up in the wall. He was up here in 2nd spot comfortably on the tail of Thaler. But now he's going to fall back to 5th, and now he's really setting his sights back on Brevac. So now a fight here for 2nd now. Brevac trying to get Eric Thornton in the 1. Here's a look for 3rd as Dyer's going to go to the inside of Brevac. All right, Leatherland's going to be right back on Brevac's bumper again now. See if it's clean. Here's Carl Lindstrom in this black car with the pink highlights. It's pretty easy to spot on the racetrack and been pretty easy to spot in victory lane 4 times so far this season. Hoping to make it 5 here at Phoenix and make it his 2nd consecutive victory at Phoenix Raceway. Working lap 13 of what'll be 120. So just over 10% of the race complete. And oh, we got a crash on the track. And it looks like Anthony Castor, one of your chasers, is involved. Marcus Napier in the 45 involved in his 2nd caution. Alright, I think you can hear me again. I had a little bit of an outage with my internet right there, but we're here working caution on lap 15 for the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series at virtual Phoenix Raceway. I'm Eleanor Magdolna, your announcer, and I'm in the real-life city of Avondale, Arizona, less than 7 miles from this amazing racetrack that I'm gonna get to see in person in 2 weeks. I'm so excited. If anybody knows Eric Estep, tell him to come visit me on the hill. So Eric Thaler in the number 15 leads under caution. Ahead of now it's Eric Thornton in the number 1 right behind him. Thankfully 2 very different paint schemes, so we won't get them confused. Matt Dyer, your series points leader, sits in 3rd in the 99 car, ahead of Brent Brevac in the number 31. Then it's Ben Leatherland in the 86 and Carl Lindstrom in the number 83. Some very memorable moments in the NASCAR Cup Series here at Phoenix Raceway. Of course, Dale Earnhardt Jr. earned his final Cup Series race win here, as I think did as Ryan Newman as well. And of course, Alan Kulwicki pioneered the Polish victory lap right here at Phoenix Raceway. Will one of these drivers perform a Polish victory lap at the end of the day? Ooh, a Polish victory lap? That would be special. Maybe we'll have one depending on the outcome of this Russia versus Ukraine nonsense. But anyways, let's fly back over to Arizona as Thaler and Thornton are going to lead them to the line. The pace car is in, so they'll head down the backstretch, and once they come through 3 and 4, we'll see another restart. And it's feeling like a race of attrition here so far at Phoenix. Remember, we ran into our race clock at the end of the Talladega race 2 weekends ago. If we keep having cautions like this, we may run into the race clock here as well. And the green flag is out for Eric Thaler. He's going to get the early lead. Big dive from Matt Dyer here through the dogleg. He's going to get to the inside of Eric Thornton and try to take the second spot away. Thornton fighting hard on the outside here through 3 and 4. And side by side, all back through the field here. And, a car's going to go all the way down to the bottom. I think that's Chris Thaler in the number 7. And runs the league here. Is going to lead the first lap back from the caution. Great side-by-side battling. 3 wide for a moment here with Brevac, Leatherland, and Dandino, whose name you're getting to hear for the first time in that black and red number 96 car. Dandino, a chaser. And he's alongside the 83 of Lindstrom, your most recent winner. Ooh, almost some contact between the 2 of them as Lindstrom is going to get by Dandino. And fighting for second up here are Dyer in the 99 and Thornton in the 1. That's Dyer on the inside. The black car with the white and red sides. Looks like Thornton might be able to clear him here on the front stretch as they enter the dogleg. He will. Still side by side here for the 4th position between Brevac and Leatherland, who had that contact earlier. Cost Leatherland the 2nd position. Now Leatherland's going to get by Brevac. Clean. Ooh, Brevac dives to the inside to block. To try to block Lindstrom, and it's going to end up with contact between the 2 of them. And it looks a lot like Brett Moffitt and Matt Kenseth's contact in that same spot fighting for the lead a couple years ago here at Phoenix. And it's going to cost both of them a number of positions. So now that's going to move the 31 of Brevac back to the 10th spot and Lindstrom back to the 12th spot. So contact between 2 of our chasers is going to set them both back. And that's going to let a couple of other chasers get back by them, including Bowles in the 85, who is looking to vault past Lindstrom in the points this week. And as all of this is happening, Matt Dyer, your points leader, sits third. That bodes very well for him, as his two closest competitors have already had trouble here in the early going at Phoenix. Now 24 laps complete of 120, so 20% of the race distance complete. Had a couple cautions. Our pace is pretty slow here, so we'll see if we run into the race clock as time runs down. I'll try to keep you tabbed on that, maybe give you a warning when we've got 10 minutes left on the clock if it looks like it's going to come to that. Eyes here on, I think this is Josh Anderson's number 18 car. Josh is one of our chasers. And here's Carl Lindstrom in the 83 right behind him. Still Brevac back here, battling with Simia in the 21. That's the black and blue car, Michael Simia, the number 21. I think this Cole Custer Haas paint scheme is the 28. I think that's the 28. Excuse me, that's the 26 of Gindy. His first time entering a race that I'm announcing. Welcome. He's locked in battle with Anderson in the 18. And Lindstrom in the 83 thought about making it 3 wide for a moment. Seen a lot of different lines run, especially here in this progressive banking of 1 and 2. But it's even true down here in 3 and 4. Look at all these different race lines that are getting used. Wow, look at how low in the dogleg Carl Lindstrom's going to go, and he's going to get 2 positions out of that move, I think, past Gindy. Awesome move from Lindstrom, your most recent race winner. Oh, we've got a car hard in the wall. It's Bob Baker in the 00, coming out of 2, tags the wall so hard. And Baker's already had a bit of trouble here. No yellow flag for it. Got my eye on the 85 here, James Bowles. He's under fire from Anderson in the 18. So a couple of chasers right here under a blanket. Still Eric Thaler out front and checking out. You can kind of see ahead the distance between the front two. It's it's Eric Thornton in the second spot in the car number 1. That's that white car. Anderson with a look at Bowles here. Bowles going to hang on to the spot for now. There's a focus on Michael Simia in the 21 car. Oh, we've got a yellow flag on the circuit at lap 31. Not sure what the yellow is for yet. Let's see if we can find the source of the caution. All right, here we go. Oh, up and into the wall. 2 wheels off the ground. And with some contact with Henderson in the 52 and Marcus Napier in the 45. So involved are the 22. That's Robert Olofsson from Florida. And he's going to collect Marcus Napier in the 45, my fellow Ohioan, and Brenton Henderson from Victoria, Australia. So we've got everybody out here down on pit road now. As we're just past 1/4 of the way here. for your Midwest Motorsports NASCAR Cup Series, iRacing Series, and a lot of chasers right here. In the picture, you see the 99 of Matt Dyer, the 83 of James Bowles, the 82 of Carl Lindstrom. Here comes the 31 of Brevac for his stop. Eric Thornton running second in the number 1 car, the white machine right there. Here he goes. He's off and away ahead of Dyer and Bowles. And here's your drivers that have come out of the pits already. These drivers stayed out under the yellow. So here's Josh Anderson in the 18 will be your new leader ahead of Michael Simia in the 21, Steven Anderson in the 28, Josh Bates in the 27, and then it's Leatherland, I think was the first one out of the pits in the 86 car. It looks like it's the 38 car who's the first one out of the pits. That's Les Davidson in the 38. And then it's Eric Thaler in the 15. It's the black and red machine there. Then the white car of Thornton. And then Dyer, Bowles, Huffman, and Lindstrom. All chasers right there. And Brevac also a chaser right there with them. So a lot of chasers up here near the front of the pack, including your new leader, Josh Anderson in the 18. It's this mostly black car here, right behind the pace car, with the red rims. Pretty good look, that red-rimmed race car. Makes me think of the old 22 cars, the Joey Logano cars from a couple of years ago when they painted the rims like that a lot. Excited to see some of the new paint schemes in the Real Cup Series. I especially love a lot of the new 6 car for Brad Keselowski. A lot of his new paint schemes, especially the ones that have the metallic numbers on the side, are some beautiful race cars. He was driving the Violet Defense car today, and it got some TV time. In good ways and bad ways. I won't give you too many spoilers about it. It's Anderson in the 18, your leader, as the lights go out on the pace car. Michael Simia on the 21 is going to be alongside of him. Leatherland in the 86 is going to start on row 2. He'll be, Anderson's going to be the front runner of your chasers here, but he stayed out under the yellow flag, as did the 21 and the 28 of Steven Anderson. So I anticipate these guys on old tires are going to have some trouble here on the restart. So watch for Leatherland, the first guy off of pit road, to try to pick them off quickly. So the pace car's in. This is the back stretch at Phoenix. Here they come through turn 3 and turn 4. And they'll see the green flag as they enter the front stretch dogleg. And here's Josh Anderson. He's going to take the green flag. Second place is already side by side right behind him, and Steven Anderson's going to get into the second spot ahead of Michael Simia. Maybe a little bit of contact between the two of them, and Simia's going to go into the wall. Simia into the wall in turn 1, and that's going to shuffle him way back. It's a great start for the Andersons, and they're going to get away ahead of, Steven Anderson's going to get shuffled, and Leatherland's going to go up to second. There's Steven Anderson in the 28, way up and into the wall in 4. Ooh, and here's a spinner. It's Gindy in the 26 is into the inside wall. Tough luck for Gindy, who was climbing up here into the top couple spots. So a race of attrition already. It's Josh Anderson leading on old tires ahead of Eric Thaler's gonna get by. Oh, and Thaler is gonna get loose off of turn 4. And Thaler saves it, but he's gonna fall way back in the running order. Thaler, gunning for the second position, has trouble here on lap 38. He was your winner yesterday in the Xfinity Series race here at Phoenix. He had a bad week at Atlanta last week. He really needs some good luck here at Phoenix. And he almost spins it out. Oh, Steven Anderson's going to tag the wall again, and now he's right here with Simia again. So as they're trying to sort through the traffic that stayed out on old tires, it has been mayhem at Phoenix. And now Ben Leatherland has moved up into the lead in the 86 car as we've got another car in the wall. I think that was Steven Anderson, again, struggling on these old tires. And now that he's had a couple of incidents, it's getting even harder for him to handle. And here's two cars involved in a crash. It's the 27 of John Bates, another chaser having trouble here. So almost all of our chasers have had some kind of issue today, including Leatherland in the 86, who had that contact with Brevac in the 31, but now he has already, at just 1/3 of the race distance completed, climbed back. But here we got 3 wide up here for the lead. And who's it going to go to as they come into this corner? Woo! And it looks like Eric Thornton's going to jump back into the lead. Can we jump up and watch these leaders battle? Eric Thornton is going to take the lead away from Ben Leatherland. And he was 3 wide with Leatherland and Dyer to try to take it away. Thornton, not one of your chasers, but he is showing a couple of your chasers how it's done. And he was pretty good at Atlanta last week. So now he's your leader here at Phoenix. Focus right here is on Huffman in the 29. So it's Thornton, your leader in the 1, and then Dyer, Leatherland, Bowles, Huffman, Lindstrom, Brevac, and Anderson all the way back to 8th spot. The next 7 positions are all chasers, followed by Tyler Shetler in the 20, and then another chaser, the 96 of Brandon Dandino, back in 10th. Here we see Brevac in the 31, trying to get Lindstrom in the 83. Again, your most recent winner by 8 thousandths of a second over James Bowles right here in the red number 85 car. Alright, my apologies. I'm having some problems with my internet over here, but things have shuffled at the... Alright, I think I'm back with you now as we're working lap 46. You're watching the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. Here we got our eye on Tyler Shetler in the number 20 car. Here's Michael Simia in the 21. They're ahead of Josh Anderson in the 18, a chaser who started on the pole. Here you're gonna go, just dodge the number 38 car. I think that's Les Davidson in the 38. Spun out, and now we're gonna get a yellow flag. 48 laps complete of 120 here at virtual Phoenix Raceway. And the pace car is out. It's gonna pick up your leader, Eric Thornton, in the 1. And here you see Davidson's already spun around. See him stuck. And Davidson rolling again. Not sure what I make of that. Davidson coming out of turn 2, slowing to a halt on the backstretch. couple of cars on pit road here, including Carl Lindstrom in the 83. Gonna take some tires. A lot of these other cars are gonna stay out. Thornton and Lindstrom came from second spot into the pits. So that's gonna move James Bowles in the 85 up into the second position. And he is just ahead of, I think that's the 29 of Huffman in the third position. Yes, that's correct. Brandon Danda now in the 96. The chaser has climbed up into the top 5, as is Josh Bates, another chaser in the 27. As Bates has just dropped down the running order. I think he's coming to the pits. There's Thornton in the 1. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, so we are working caution. Once again, our third caution of the day already. Yesterday's Xfinity race had just 1, so we've already run a lot more laps under the caution here. Looking through the field, I see Chris Thaler. Strong run here in the 5th spot right now. Eric Thaler back up to the 12th spot after the early trouble, the spin early. Some trouble for a lot of our chasers have had trouble. So where is Lindstrom gonna rejoin? Looks like Brent Brevac in the 31's gone a lap down. Alright, lights are off on the pace cars. Watch for the Mustang to pull in. It looks like Lindstrom is gonna line up 8th after the pit stop. Alright, and the pace car is on pit road. Chris Thornton and James Bowles. And this side-by-side is just about as close as the finish was last week at Atlanta. Bowles was second in that race, and he is looking great here tonight. And the green flag is out. Thornton's going to grab the lead. Bowles going to grab second. And wow, 4 and 5 wide back here in the pack. It looks like Lindstrom is not going to get a good start out of it. And now we've got a couple of cars piled up. Eric Thaler's in it. Josh Bates in the 27 is in it. And it looks like Bates is going to get the worst of it as he's dropped all the way to the back of the pack, and the yellow is out once again. So a big race of attrition, and just about all of our chasers have been in trouble. Let's see what happens here. You see Gindi and Simia coming in here together. And, oh, it looks like Bates, slowing down for the drivers in front of him, is going to get tagged by the 18 of Anderson. And now look at both of the Thalers going to pile into Bates with nowhere to go. So Eric Thaler just trying to regroup from the early incident. Caught up in another crash, trying to make his way through the field. And insult added onto injury as Bates is going to get hit late by the 22 of Olafson. Oh, once again, we run on a race clock. So I'll try to keep you updated on whether we're closing in on our race clock time, because we've run a lot of yellow flags here. Just a couple of weeks ago, we finished our race under yellow as the clock ran out, and that race was won by, you guessed it, James Bowles in that number 85. The red car currently stalking Eric Thornton in the second spot. Great run for Jason Huffman and Brandon Dandino. Currently sitting 3rd and 4th. Two of the chasers further down the points right now. Strong runs that they really need to stay in this championship hunt. And able to capitalize on Eric Thaler having trouble. Carl Lindstrom has had a little bit of early trouble. But Matt Dyer, your points leader, now sitting up here in the 5th spot alongside your defending champion, Ben Leatherland, in the 86. Leatherland was very strong in the early laps of this race and then got caught up in a mess. And now he's already regrouped. With more than half of the race left to go, he can set his sights on the leader and try to close in. Shetler, Simia, Lindstrom, and Gindy, the rest of your top 10. Lots of trouble for chasers here. Brevac, Bates, and Castor, all laps down. At least these guys don't have to worry about getting turtled if they blow a tire. Unlike the Cup Series Next Gen guys today. Oh, sorry, that's a spoiler. Alright, the lights are off on the Ford Mustang pace car. They're heading down into turn 1 and 2 now. So we'll watch the Mustang peel off. In the front row, it's going to have the Camaro of Thornton alongside the Mustang of Bowles. And then 2 Mustangs behind them, Huffman and Dandino, followed by Dyer and Leatherland. So the pace car's in. They'll take the green flag as it becomes lap 57 of the event. Here they come, working turn 4. They'll see the flag stand, and Eric Thornton's going to take the green flag in the 1 car. Bowles will settle into 2nd in the 85. Here's a deep dive from Matt Dyer. He wants to take some spots on the inside. He's not going to get any. Huffman and Dandino on the outside line, able to hang on to those top 5 spots. And here's more trouble for Josh Anderson in the 18. Anderson into the wall over in turn 2. No yellow flag for it. Still Thornton out front, ahead of Bowles, and Bowles, a good bid here for the lead. Watching the 99 of Dyer and the 86 of Leatherland, they make some contact. 2 of our chasers make contact there. Oh, that was Dandino in the 96, not Leatherland. And now more contact. Matt Dyer's involved as Dandino's going to come up the racetrack into him. And now the yellow flag is out, and it's going to be halfway in our Midwest Motorsports Cup Series race from Phoenix. The caution is out on lap 59 of 120. And it was a domino effect. A couple of guys got together, and then that ended up costing the guys behind them. So it was Leatherland and Dandino made some contact, and then Dandino got slowed down out of the racing line. Couldn't regroup. Lost the car, and Matt Dyer in the 99, your points leader, with nowhere to go, is gonna pile in. All right, so under yellow, as we're halfway now, Eric Thornton's gonna lead. James Bowles down pit lane. So here we go, halfway, pit stops for your leaders. Huffman, Lindstrom also in. Dandino, Dyer, of course, involved in the incident therein. Some cars staying out here. I see, I think that's the 20 of Shetler in the front, and Leatherland in the 86 is going to stay out. There's Simia, Henderson, and Gindy. Come on, wave around cars to come past. So now it's Tyler Shetler in the number 20, leading the way. Tyler's from the New England area. I was just out there in the New England area. I visited one of my best friends who lives on the island of Martha's Vineyard. Patriots country out there. Hung out, watched some Red Sox playoff baseball with another one of my buddies who lives there on the island. That was my first time in New England, and I had a very nice time. I don't think it's the place I want to stay. I'm an Ohioan myself, and I'm currently out here in Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm just 7 miles from the real-life Phoenix Raceway. No drivers from Arizona here in the field today. All Americans, though, save for one Aussie. That's the blue and yellow, number 52 of Henderson. You see Anthony Castor in the 88. He's coming into the pits. He's a chaser, but he is laps down after early trouble. You see a lot of our chasers down the running order now. Lindstrom, Dyer, Bates, Anderson a lap down. Castor 2 laps down. So who's going to survive this Phoenix showdown? It's a desert duel. So far, Eric Thornton in the 1 has been one of the strongest drivers and has avoided just about all of the trouble. However, he's going to have some cars in front of him on this restart, it looks like, as these guys are going to stay out. Shetler and Leatherland going to be your front 2, and then Simia and the aforementioned Aussie Henderson. Gindy and Chris Thaler on the next row, and then Brevac and Napier. Eric Thaler back into the top 10 finally. Your winner yesterday in the Xfinity Series. Trying to regroup from early trouble. So watch for this restart. Some of these guys on older tires, including Shetler in the 20. There's the flag. They're going. And Shetler on the bottom. Here comes Leatherland on the outside. Almost collected. Whew. Shetler, so far, able to hang on to this lead from the restart. Here's Eric Thornton in the 1. That bright white car, pretty easy to spot in the field. But he's been leading for a while. Him and James Bowles here in the 85, who was running second, came into the pits and ended up behind a lot of these other drivers. And I would be worried trying to work my way through all this traffic on older tires. We'll see how long it takes the new tires to get through. There's Eric Thaler in the 15, and whoa, he's going to go for a ride. Oh no, Thornton in the 1 is into the wall. Finally, Eric Thornton's going to have some trouble. He's going to regroup and keep rolling. He's just ahead of Matt Dyer in the 99. So here you have in the picture your top 2 in points. That's Dyer in the 99 there on the bottom, and Lindstrom, the black and pink car, ahead of him, the 83 car. They're racing with Brent Brevac in the 31 right between them. So Eric Thornton led a lot of laps in this race, and now he's mired in traffic, and he's been turned into the wall. So hope the damage isn't too bad on the 1, but see, he's getting passed now by another car. That's Dyer in the 99 trying to make this move. Trying to finish it. He's gotten alongside a few times. And ahead of him, Lindstrom trying to take Brevac. Out front, Ben Leatherland in the 86 has gotten into the lead. Leatherland was strong early, then involved in an incident. Now he's gotten back up and taken the lead. And again, he was the first car off of pit road with fresh tires. So at the front, it's Leatherland, Shetler, Gindi, and Simia, and Henderson all have managed to stay up near the front. James Bowles here has moved into the 6th position. See him in the red car on the bottom trying to get by the 52. And the 52, that's Brenton Henderson. Whoa, here's some close quarters racing with Dandino. He's going to go into the wall in the 96. He was fighting with Bowles, and Bowles is going to jump way down on the dogleg just in front of Eric Thaler and Carl Lindstrom. Close quarters racing between 3 chasers right here. Thaler and Lindstrom side by side still. Looks like Lindstrom might be able to, not quite able to clear Thaler. Coming into 1 and 2, into 3 and 4. Ooh, they're gonna try to split the difference on Dandino ahead of them. That's Thaler in the middle. Similar paint scheme to Dandino. Fighting with Matt Dyer, the points leader, coming in. And now that Dyer involved in that last caution, will he remain the points leader when we leave today? Not if James Bowles has anything to say about it. The 85, 3rd in points. Ahead of Carl Lindstrom in the 83, 2nd in points. Here they are. The front 3 points are right here in the picture. The 85, the 83, and the 99. In that order on the track, in reverse order in the points coming in. And now they're going to be 3 wide here with Henderson. Bowles staying to the inside of Henderson here. He's been trying to make this pass happen for a couple of laps now. He's got a push from Lindstrom. That might help him get it done. He's got the 26 of Gindi ahead of him. Lindstrom going to try to make it 3 wide with Bowles. Wow, and Lindstrom is really willing to cut that corner on the dogleg. See, a lot of different strategies there through the dogleg. Some like to run it wider and faster. Others turn straight down towards the bottom as, Henderson's going to tag the wall. Henderson tags the wall, and that's finally going to let Bowles and Lindstrom get by him. So that's going to move Bowles up into the top 5. And here he goes working. I think that's on Gindi. Bowles is going to get through. .75 laps complete, and Ben Leatherland in the 86 is your leader ahead of Michael Simia, who's moved into the 2nd spot in the 21 car. A great showing from Simia. You see him just at the front. The screen right here. It's the black and blue machine. But Leatherland with a pretty good lead with the clean air out front. Here's Eric Thaler struggling in the 15 car today after winning yesterday in the Xfinity Series. He's battling with fellow chaser Jason Huffman in the 29. There's Henderson in the 52 after tagging the wall. He's fallen all the way back here in the pack. This is 9th spot he holds down now. As here's some side-by-side between Bowles and Lindstrom. And Lindstrom is going to get by. Oh, wow, what a move from Lindstrom as he's going to get by the 22. And, Eric Thornton in the 1 is going to get sideways and get tagged by Brett Brevac in the 31. So now Thornton, who led a lot of laps early, 2 issues in a row. That's going to set him down the running order. So shuffling up here at the front, Carl Lindstrom with a brilliant move. He's going to get by James Bowles in the 85, as well as the 26 of Gindi in 1 corner. Lindstrom's done some brilliant racing here now that we've come into the chase. And again, he's your most recent winner here in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series at Atlanta 1 week ago today. Here's Matt Dyer in the 99, hanging tight despite the issues. See Leatherland's big lead out there. 4 seconds over Simia in second. And good on Michael Simia in the 21 to hang on to second spot. Did not pit under that most recent caution. And has just clung on to the second spot. He's now ahead of Carl Lindstrom, who did come in, got tires. So a great strategy play from Simia. And if the cautions play out right for him, perhaps he can be up here and fight for the win near the end. We are 2/3 of the way through this race now. Working lap 81 now of 120. We do have a clock that we run on. And oh no, Bowles and Gindy are going to make some contact, and Gindy's not going to be able to save it. He's going to tag the wall on the exit of turn 2. And that's going to bring out our yellow flag. So fighting up near the front. James Bowles and Christopher Gindy are going to get together. Bowles is going to hang on to the 5th spot after the contact. We see Matt Dyer diving into the pit lane. A couple of these drivers, a couple of your leaders coming into the pits. It looks like Leatherland is in. Simia is going to stay out in the 21 yet again and lead here over Lindstrom in the 83. And I believe that's Huffman in the 29 right behind. So Michael Simia from Georgia is your leader. Here under the lights at virtual Phoenix Raceway. Now Simia is going to come into the pits this time. See Brent Brevac, a chaser, coming in behind him. I think I see Anthony Castor coming in behind him in the 88 as well. Castor, a chaser, but laps down after early troubles. So that's going to move Carl Lindstrom into the lead, and a couple of chasers up near the front. In fact, it looks like our first 7 racers are all drivers in the chase. And they've all had some sort of issue here tonight. Almost all of them. I think Huffman in the 29s kept it pretty clean. Lindstrom, your leader, his issues have been fairly minor. Leatherland had his issues early. It's been a great race for Brandon Dandenow in the 96. He's had a couple of issues, but still managed to regroup to run 4th here as the laps are winding down. He's ahead of James Bowles in the 85. Matt Dyer in the 99. And then Eric Thaler in the 15. Tyler Shetler in the 20, your first non-chaser, back in the 8th position. All right, lights are off on the Mustang pace car. And here comes the pace car into the pits. Still half a lap till our green flag. So Lindstrom and Huffman leading A pack of chasers into the first corner. All right, here they come through 3 and 4. Jump to the cactus cam for your start. No, this one's not the cactus cam, but trust me, there's a cactus over there. Green flags in the air for Carl Lindstrom in the 83, trying to make it 2 victories in a row, and his 5th victory of the season. If he can stay up here, that would tie him with Matt Dyer for the most victories on the season. It's Ben Leatherland, your defending champion, in the 2nd spot. He is winless this year, and he's going to look to the inside of Lindstrom here. It's not going to happen, as we've got an incident in the back. Brent Brevac, a chaser, into the wall hard twice, along with Chris Thaler in the 7, and that's going to bring the yellow flag back out again, as we're working lap 87. Oh, man, hard to imagine getting to the finish on time, as we've had so many cautions. Not sure how long we've got left on the race clock right now. But working the caution again with Carl Lindstrom in the 83 out front. And Brent Brevac, one of your chasers, involved in the incident. He's been in a couple of incidents so far. Great drive for Eric Thaler. He runs Midwest Motorsports. And I almost counted him out after the early crash that he had. But now he's reasserted himself. Shown why he was so good in the Xfinity race yesterday. He has not been able to dominate here in the Cup Series today. But he has quietly made his way back up to the 6th spot. Here he is right behind the 99 of Matthew Dyer. There's Lindstrom in the 83 is in the pits. Lindstrom pits from the lead. And this time the lights are out on the pace car. So Ben Leatherland is going to inherit the lead as Carl Lindstrom pits. James Bowles, top 2 your last 2 races, starts on the outside. Brandon Dandino on the inside of row 2 with Matt Dyer in the 99. And then Eric Thaler and Marcus Napier on row 3. And they come down the backstretch. Pace car is in. Christopher Gindy in the 26 is going to be on the inside of row 4. And he'll be alongside, I believe, the 27 of Josh Bates, who's had some issues. And the green flag is out for Ben Leatherland in the 86 car. So he's going to get the early lead, and now side by side for second, it's Dandino and Bowles. Ooh, who's going to get it? Bowles, a great drive off the outside of turn 2, and he's going to skirt ahead of Dandino. And then dive to the inside of turn 3, try to hold it down. Here's Thaler, has moved up to 4th in the number 15 car. Ahead of Dyer in the 99. It looks like Napier in the 45 must have tagged the wall and had an issue back here. So Ben Leatherland's your leader. Now ahead of James Bowles. See Carl Lindstrom back here. He's on fresh tires, but he'll have to work his way through the field here in the final quarter of the race with the clock winding down. Here's a look at Josh Anderson in the number 18. He's one of our chasers. There's Anthony Castor in the 88. A chaser is... Oh, no, we've got a car on its lid. And that is the number 22 car, and it's going to bring out yet another caution. Here we go. We're going to get a look at what happened to the 22. This is Robert Olofsson. Looks like it's just all on his own. He's going to hit the wall out here. And somehow he's going to end up on his lid here. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, he's going to hit the end of pit wall, just like Brandon Jones did in the Xfinity Series race at California yesterday. Jones maybe a little luckier with the way he hit it than Olofsson was. Jones kind of slapped the barrels with the right rear quarter of the car in the Xfinity race yesterday. Major damage, but Jones walked away. Here's Brennan Dandino in the 96, making what could be his last pit stop in the number 96 car. He's a chaser. Oh. Here's Dandino. See the 22 in the pits after the flip. So working the yellow flag. 26 laps to go. 94 completes at Phoenix. And so many cautions. I've lost track of how many cautions we've had. Ben Leatherland, your leader, in the 86. He'll be alongside the 85 at James Bowles. Again, 2 of your chasers. Now, Leatherland, your defending champion, comes in last in the points for the chasers, as he was absent at Atlanta last week. Here, Brandon Dandino in the 96 had a solid run all day, but he's going to have to hope that his strategy works out. He's back here in the pack for now. You see Carl Lindstrom here in the back of the pack as well. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to race all the way to the checkered flag, as we're talking about the clock winding down. Here we are, we're regrouping to have a restart. There we see the cactus lit up in yellow. NASCAR is going to be here at Phoenix in 2 weeks, and I'll be sitting up on the hill. If you're over at Phoenix, look out for me on the hill. I'm that weird-looking lady. Oh, I'm so excited. I gotta buy sunscreen. I think I'm going to bring a big black umbrella to block the sun out. But don't have to worry about the harsh sunlight here in virtual Phoenix. We're under the lights. It looks like through the course of the pit stops, now Lindstrom has cycled back around to take the lead. As all these other drivers have come in. Lindstrom came in on the last yellow flag. Trying to figure out what's going on with Carl Lindstrom. All right. And the pace car is in with the lights flashing. But it looks like it's going to be Ben Leatherland in the 86 who leads him down. And there's Lindstrom stopped up on the outside. We're not going to see the green flag this time. Lindstrom's dropping back to The end of the line. Okay, so it'll be Ben Leatherland in the 86 trying to grab his first win of the season. He'll have to hold off James Bowles in the 85. This time the pace car's in and the lights are off. We're going to have us a restart. So Leatherland has been able to take the lead on these restarts twice so far. And look at Eric Thaler all the way up now to the 3rd position in that 15 car. The green flag is out. And here's Leatherland. He's going to dive deep in the dogleg. There's a slow car out ahead of them. That might cause some chaos here in turn 1. And everybody's going to go around the 22 car that was slow. Coming through turn 1 and 2 on the restart. Oh, finally makes some contact with, I think that was Chris Thaler in the 7 who got a piece of it. And Thaler's going to go up and tag the wall. Out front, it's Leatherland. I think it's Thaler who's moved into the 2nd spot in the 15. Can we get a look at the front who are battling? Ooh, big slide from Michael Simia in the 21 car there. Here's Eric Thornton in the 1, led some laps early. Oh no, and Eric Thaler goes for another ride through the dogleg. Oh, he's going to collect it without making any contact with the wall, though, I think. It looks like he's got a flat tire. So Eric Thaler trying to limp around here. Oh, he had moved up to the 3rd position after the early issues. But now he goes for a spin. And that's going to send him way down the running order. As a lot of his chase competitors are up here fighting in the front 3. Tyler Shetler in 4th is a non-chaser, having a very good run. Eric Thornton in the 1's back up to 5th after his troubles. Got 19 laps remaining at Phoenix. Just 19 miles. Here's Brandon Dandino, a chaser. Whoa, and he's going to come up on some slow traffic. It looks like Gindy in the 26 might have tagged the wall there. That's going to let Dandino get through, and he's going to take it to Eric Thornton in the 1. This is the battle for, I think, 5th, 6th, and 7th on the circuit. Leatherland still your leader ahead of Bowles and Dyer. This is Thornton in the white car in the 4th position. Eyes here on Tyler Shetler in that black and gray car with the red numbers, the number 20 car. Good run for Shetler. Ahead of Michael Simia. He's had a couple of issues today, but he's still been able to climb back to the 7th spot. He's going to make a dive on Shetler. Not there. Not close enough to do it this time. And behind him, there's Marcus Napier, battling with Christopher Gindy. It's that gray, number 26 car. Oh boy, and is James Bowles going to give us another photo finish here this weekend? He's in the 2nd spot now and hanging tight with the leader, Leatherland. Much like how he was able to hang with the leader, Lindstrom, last weekend. Dyer in the 99, perennial top 5 runner. No wonder he comes in as your points leader. And he looks like he'll leave with it as well if he's able to stay up here in the 3rd position. Want to jinx it. Here's Bates, Huffman, and Lindstrom. Are they going to go 3 wide here? 3 of your chasers. Here's Napier, the Ohioan, 45 car. Battling ahead of him are Shetler and Simia. That's for the 6th position, I think. Here's Shetler with a look on Simia here in turn 3 and 4. We've got just 12 laps to go. If we go green, maybe we can make it before the clock runs out. So now Gindy in the 26 here. He's trying to get to the outside of Napier in the 45. Good run here for the 45. A lot of these chasers who are back here in the field, including Lindstrom, Dandino, Huffman, Bates, they need good luck. They need good luck in their strategies to play out. A lot of them have come in and gotten tires and fuel. They really need a change of pace in this race for them to be able to get back up and fight with the leaders. Dandino's done a good job to climb through the field again with his fresh tires, but Lindstrom has been mired back here. Thought Eric Thaler would be one to watch. He's had repeated troubles, brought out the most recent, did not bring out the most recent yellow. Spun, but had no yellow for it. Didn't make contact with anything, but your winner yesterday in the Xfinity having a tough day here in the Cup Series. Eight laps remaining here at Phoenix Raceway. And Ben Leatherland has 0.7 of a second lead over James Bowles. Brandon Dandino in the 96 now has moved up to 3rd as, Huffman in the 29 is going to tag the wall. So Huffman, a chaser, he's going to lose a couple spots here, including the 2 fellow chasers here. It looks like Lindstrom's going to get by. Now he's under fire from Josh Anderson in the 8. 7 laps remaining for Leatherland. Lindstrom back up to the 8th spot on these fresh tires. He's gonna... thought he was gonna get put 3 wide for a second there. He might yet. Ooh. Here's a look from Anderson to the inside of him, and Anderson's gonna go by Lindstrom. All right, the front 2 cars separated by less than a second, and a gap back to 3rd. James Bowles hoping for a 3rd consecutive top 2 finish. And maybe this will move him into the points lead, as Matt Dyer... Oh, wow, Dyer's fallen down the order. Something must have happened to Matt Dyer. He's a lap down now in the 10th spot. So a great points day shaping up for James Bowles. Can we jump forward and take a look at the front 2 here with 4 laps remaining? Here they are. A couple of car lengths between Leatherland and Bowles. A couple of seconds then. Back to Dandino. We'll see if Bowles, with 3 laps to go, can mount a charge on Leatherland like he was able to mount a charge on Lindstrom last week. And they gave us the photo finish. 0.8 of a second, the difference. Oh, as the 22 car, a couple of problems. No, he's going to collect the 3rd place car of Dandino. Oh, and Brandon Dandino, the chaser, almost gets collected by Lindstrom as well. And that's going to bring out the caution with 3 laps to go. We're going to have a green-white checkered in Phoenix. Oh, and I think that's the last thing Ben Leatherland wanted to see. He wanted us to go green. And it was the 22 that's already been in a number of incidents. That's Robert Olofsson. Was up into the wall and then spun down and collected the chaser, Brandon Dandino, who is having a solid third-place run. One of the only chasers who really hadn't had any trouble all day. And finally, late, when it really matters, is when Dandino's going to have the big trouble, and really none of his at all. So really tough break for the 96 car. It's going to drop him back to the last car on the lead lap, the 11th spot, ahead of Carl Lindstrom still, on the scoring monitor. So that'll change the perplexion of this race. Leatherland in the 86 and Bowles in the 85 are going to have a restart and 2 laps to go. How close are we on the stopwatch here? Do we have enough time? Got under 15 minutes on the clock, but we should be good to race to the finish here. It's going to be a green-white checkered. And the front 2 are chasers. Row 2, Simia and Napier are not chasers. Neither are row 3, Shetler and Gindy. The next chasers are Huffman and Bates on row 4. And then it'll be Dandino and Thaler on row 5. Your points leader, Dyer, all the way back on row 7. And Carl Lindstrom has gone a lap down somehow in this whole exchange. Ooh, get ready for the late race restart. This is going to be fun. You're watching Midwest Motorsports Cup Series iRacing on Twitch. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Eleanor McDonough, your announcer. And it's been a race of attrition at Phoenix. It's going to come down to a 2-lap shootout between 2 of our chasers. One, a recent winner, hasn't finished worse than second in the most recent 2 races. That's James Bowles in the red number 85 on the outside. Ben Leatherland in the 86, your defending champion of the series, comes in last of the chasers in the points, looking for his first victory of the season in the 86 car. Michael Simia in the 21 and Marcus Napier in the 45, both non-chasers, who have put together strong races so far. They find themselves on row 2 for the restart as the lights turn off on the Ford Mustang pace car. And on row 3, Tyler Shetler has been fairly solid all day. He'll start alongside Jason Huffman, a chaser, Christopher Gindy, and Brandon Dandino. Dandino involved in this last caution, but he'll still start back here on row 4 on the outside. All right, the pace car's in. We'll have 2 laps to go when we see the green flag. Who's it going to be? Leatherland for his first win of the season? Can Bowles grab his second victory of the season when it counts in the chase? They're going to come off of turn 4 and see the green flag. 2 laps to go for Ben Leatherland, and he gets a great restart to vault ahead of James Bowles. Bowles through turn 1 and 2 is going to look to the inside. Let's keep this focused on the front 2 as we're fighting for the win here. All right, so it's Leatherland out front, 1 car length over James Bowles. And this time, as they come out of turn 4, they're going to see the white flag. Ben Leatherland, the 86. He's your defending champion, and he hasn't gone to victory lane this season yet. He's been close a number of times, and he is putting on a clinic here. He had trouble early. He regrouped from it, climbed back up to the lead. Now he's got 2 more corners to hold off James Bowles for his first victory of the season. Ben Leatherland's gonna come out of turn 4 and take the checkered flag. So Leatherland is your winner. James Bowles gonna be second for the second week in a row and his third top 2 in a row. So Leatherland in the 86. His beautiful Klondike paint scheme. Oh, look at him doing the slide job around here. Dirt tracking it. I don't know, I'd compare Atlanta more to a dirt track than Phoenix. But here we go. Ben Leatherland celebrating his first victory of the season. I think that's his 6th victory in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. That will move him into second spot on the all-time list. Let me double check that. Leatherland, your winner. Excuse me, double checking the all-time league wins. And that's going to move Leatherland to the top. It's his 8th win. Here he is. He's burning it down. Do the Polish victory lap. So your chaser, Ben Leatherland, is finally going to pick up his first victory of the season. There's the cactus cam. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Avondale, Arizona. I'm here myself in person. And I got to watch a thriller as Ben Leatherland held off James Bowles, maybe the hottest driver in the series right now, for the win. Michael Simeo in the 21 is going to have a strong third-place run. Eric Thaler is going to charge back up to 4th spot after a couple of issues in the race. And then a couple of non-chasers in a row here. Marcus Napier in the 45, and Tyler Shetler in the 20, and Brenton Henderson in the 52. Followed by Christopher Gindy in the 26, all of them with top 10 runs. None of them are chasers. Your next chaser is going to be Jason Huffman in the 29 and 9th, followed by a fellow chaser, Brandon Dandino, in the 96, who got caught up in the last yellow flag. He was running 3rd. Tough break for Dandino. Another chaser behind him, John Bates in the 27. Matt Dyer in the 99 was your points leader coming into the race, and he's going to finish all the way down in 12th, ahead of Eric Thornton in the 1, who led a bunch of laps, and he's your first car 1 lap down. Anthony Castor had trouble early in the 88 and never got back on the lead lap. He's going to gain a couple of spots back up to 14th, though, ahead of Chris Thaler in the 7. Your chaser, Brent Brevak, in the number 31. Falls back to 16th. Something happened to Carl Lindstrom there on the final laps, and that's going to drop him to 17th in the final running order in the 3 car. Had a Josh Anderson, another chaser in the 18, who had late trouble. So a lot of trouble here for chasers at Phoenix. And it changes the complexion of your chase. I think that's going to move James Bowles up into sole possession of the points lead. So congratulations to James Bowles to move up into the points lead, as Leatherland in the 86 is finally a winner this season. 7 wins on last season, correcting my incorrect stats from earlier. Leatherland won 7 times on his way to the championship last year. Now he's finally pulled a Denny Hamlin and put it together in the chase to earn his first victory of the season, to try to back up a hot 2020 season. All right, so thank you for joining Midwest Motorsports here at the virtual Phoenix Raceway. We're going to be back 1 week from today at virtual Daytona International Speedway. It'll be the 3rd race of our chase. And as usual, I want to thank all the admins who make this series possible. Eric Thaler, Ben Leatherland, Anthony Castor, and John Bates are all drivers you saw on the track today who helped to run our league. You didn't see Josh Watt on the broadcast today, but he is the one behind the scenes broadcasting the race and making this all possible. And I'm Eleanor Magdolna, your announcer, coming to you live from Avondale, Arizona. And I've had such a good time watching Ben Leatherland come up here and earn his first win of the season. So I'll see you again 1 week from today. Thanks for joining us at Midwest Motorsports on Twitch. Have a nice night and take care.